mtoto wa Maumau. So a lot is expected from you. Na wote tunaweza kuendelea. Kwa hivyo ndio nisitumie wakati mwingi. What I really want to say is it must be a true people's liberation. Kwa sababu we don't want to replace Kasongo na Kasongo mwingine. Si ndio? We don't want to replace Kasongo na Kasongo mwingine. And the young people, we don't want them to be in party wings. We want them to be an integral part of our politics. Because you here are people to hand over power to these young people, these Gen Zs, so that tuna kizazi kipya. Kwa hivyo, nafurahi kwa sababu nimeona dalili kwa umbali ya muungano wa wazalendo, tuseme MUA. Asanteni.
Asante sana His Excellency Kivutha Kibwana. Ningependa kumkaribisha Honorable Dr. Muhisa Kitui ili aweze kuzungumza nasi. Asante.
Mwenyeji wetu na tena mgeni wa heshima siku ya leo, rafiki yangu wa miongo mingi sana, Mother Karua, waheshimiwa viongozi vinara wa vyama mbalimbali, wazalendo wa Kenya, hamjambo. Mimi kwanza ni fahari yangu kusema wakati tunazindua mlongo mpya wa chama cha PLP, nilikuwa mwanzilishi party leader wa NAK Kenya. And the DNA of NAK Kenya as a party that is responsive to youth vibes, to new thinking, remains to inform my thinking about this country. Sitasema mengi sana. Kihistoria, na mimi nilihusika na harakati za ukombozi wa pili. Every liberation movement reaches an inflection point when the decisions of leaders are critical in deciding whether it is going to collapse or it's going to succeed. The best example we have is 1991. Kenyans were united in believing that Moi was to go home. You did not need to tell them any other reason why Moi had to go home. They knew he had to go. The problem was everybody wanted to become the new Moi. If you remember 1992 elections, because of a critical mistake we made in 1990-91, Moi remained president after winning 34% of the popular vote. We are approaching a similar inflection point. Across this country, you don't need to say very much to convince people that Ruto is a terrible disaster to this country. It doesn't take much intellectual effort to show that he's a bad hypocrite, that he's bringing shame to us by hosting Janjaweed, terrorists who are killing black people in Western Sudan because of pieces of gold. You don't need very much to show that a person who keeps praising his intellectual credentials and does not show any evidence of exposure to education in his utterances in public does not do scholarship justice. But you know, the problem for Kenya right now is how can we use this moment of the relaunch of PLP as an opportunity to get every one of us to say, I have partisan interests to grow my party. I have personal political ambitions to move forward, but I have greater ambition to be part of the national solution that Kenya must be liberated from the yoke of Ruto more urgently than my personal desire for political office. If we can take that as our main message going forward, the dividends are very, very close to us. 1991, we had a problem. We did not have a Martha to bring us together and say, our goal is larger than our personal ambition. But imagine, if this had happened 2 years ago, no boys would have been picked from their homes in Kondele and their bodies found slaughtered by guns. No youth would have been shot on the streets of Nairobi and became statistics in mortuaries with impunity. Just what Rai will not have been abducted and be told, you withdraw this case or I'm going to kill you or expel you. Today, the blood of Gen Z, the fate of investors, the aspirations of a nation call upon us to be genuine in our determination, take shame off our nation, return humility to leadership, and find a higher calling that national liberation is more important than your personal political ambition. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Dr. Muhisa Kitui. I would now like to invite Senator Richard Onyonka to come and address. He's done a very good job to inject. So tukaribishe Senator. Thank you.
Asante sana. For the guests who are here, I come here first because I was invited by Her Excellency Martha Karua, somebody that I've known for many years. And this is a wonderful idea. The branding is good. I hope the message will get to the people. I am representing a gentleman who's not here with us, and his name is Fred Matiang'i. He sent me to come and tell his colleagues, Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, Honorable Gachagua, Honorable Martha Karua, Honorable Eugene Wamalwa, my brother and my friend, Honorable Morara Kebaso, Honorable all the people and the teams that are here, I want to say thank you. Wanjigi, oh God, you are a serious Kenyan. We are very, very proud of you. I want to say 2 words. We have a country where our budget now is 4 trillion. Parliament serves the executive. 90% of the members of parliament and senators have been bought. In that process, you have this 4 trillion budget, which is supposed to give our people health services. It's dead. You have the education system on its knees. Why? Because university funding money does not get to the people who are vulnerable. You have a government that is actually doing something called affordable housing, but in the universities, all our students live in the slums. Instead of the government building where these kids stay, because they pay, the government is building houses where the president and his friends are sharing the loot. How are they sharing the loot? They supply the cement. First of all, they take public land, they supply the cement, they supply chumas, they supply kokoto, they supply mchanga among the friends. They have said they were building 200,000 houses. The Auditor General says we've only done 5,000. The rest, they don't know where they are. You have a country that as we speak today, you don't know where the port of Mombasa, who owns it. Wanjigi, you don't know who owns Lamu Port. What happened to Vision 2030 and Kansas City? Billions and billions of Kenyan shillings dumped over there. Nothing has happened. Then, of course, Morara has always come out with the roads, how there is nothing, how they take the money and share it amongst themselves. Teachers are not being paid because they are examining exams from 2 years ago. And then you have our Kengen, you have Ketraco, you have Diathamo, all of these state corporations. If I ask Eugene Wamalwa today, Your Excellency, do you know now who the ownership, the partnership of these government institutions are? Would you tell me? Absolutely not. All our universities land, whether it is the University of Nairobi, whether it's Kenyatta, whether it is Moi University Eldoret, is being allocated, shared amongst the people in government today. The houses where university lecturers have been staying around here, including across the street, they have already transferred the titles. And I'm informed that some of those are being given to commercial banks so that they can borrow money against them, so that if the government comes later to claim for those properties, they'll find that they're already on second or third encumbrance. Then you have a matter where if you're a country that you are not willing to accept criticism, you are a president and you think that you are going to take people like me, you are taking young Kenyans and you're killing them. And right now, some of them are being killed in a stadium in one of the Western Province county governments. That is the information I got last night. They are taken there at 2 o'clock in the morning. And the bodies are picked at 7 in the morning in trucks. What have we become? What state are we? Honorable Gachagua, you talk about how they may want to kill you. All of us can be killed. Please, if they kill me, come for my funeral. Because I'm not going to stop talking about these things. I will not. And if they offer the money, I will not take it. I will not. It has reached a country where all of us now must begin to interrogate ourselves and ask ourselves, lest we forget like I heard my brother talk about, lest we forget every single thing that is going to happen to any of us can happen to any of you out there. So finally, I want to tell the leaders on this table, Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, don't be like these people if you become president. Rigiji, don't be like these people. Honorable Eugene, the country needs you. So don't come and take over power and start sharing the loot and behaving as if this country doesn't need support. We are mistreating our most vulnerable people very unfairly. We take their money, we misuse it. We don't take money to schools for capitation. We leave children becoming like beggars. Young people in this country are being promised to be given jobs out of the country. Hell no, there are no jobs out there. Trump is saying, go back to your countries. And then we are busy looking at ourselves as if there's no problem in our country. There is a problem. It needs people of dignity, people of integrity to stand firm so that we can change this country, so that tomorrow we live a country that everybody can be proud of. Honorable Fred Matiang'i is finishing his work in the next 1 month. He will be here to join you. He wishes all of you the best. He hopes you will give him an opportunity to serve as president. But if he doesn't become president, he is willing to work with you and support whoever that this group will pick as a presidential candidate. Thank you so much, and God bless you. And finally, I want to say this, Rigiji and the team, come to Kisii. We are waiting for you. PLP! 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 Kiboko yao. God bless you all.
Asante sana, that was quite deep. So I hope mumeweza kufikiria maneno haya yamesemwa. I would like to invite the Honorable Eugene Wamalwa, Party Leader DAPK, aje azungumze nasi.
Naona kuna majenziko na ile musangarire. Rigiji mwenyewe ako hapa atawapa hiyo story. Na msiseme My big sister Martha Karua, may I congratulate you and the entire leadership of the PLP for this historic occasion. And may I also congratulate you for the successful launch of this great party. It's a party that has great history. You've been told by my big brother Muhisa Kitui the history of NARC Kenya. Many of you Gen Zs probably will not remember this history, but it is where we started as a people when we came together to bring about regime change over a regime that had been in power for 40 years. The Nyayo regime, the KANU regime. NARC was a coalition of many parties that came together to achieve that. Before that, they had failed twice to remove Moi from power. In 1992, they were divided when Kibaki, Matiba, Jaramogi were all running separately. They lost to Moi. In 1997, wakati marehemu Wamalwa kijana, Bi Charity Ngilu, Raila Amolo Odinga na wengine walisimama kura, walipoteza tena 1997, Moi akipata 36% of the vote. So almost 70% of Kenyans rejected him. But he made his way. 2002, we learned our lesson. And amongst the leaders who are there today, I'm proud that Martha Karua has led us here and brought us together to start this journey again. Are you ready to travel this journey? Yes. Amongst those who are there with my big sister Martha, we had His Excellency Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. We had Dr. Muhisa Kitui. This was the team that came under NAC with Kibaki and Wamalwa, and they were able to form the government that brought a lot of change, that transformed lives, that gave us a new constitution in 2010, that gave us Vision 2030, that has guided our national development for all these years. This was the team that changed Kenya. So when Martha Karua invited us here today and gave us two words, unite and PLP, unite. Those are two very critical issues I want you to remember today, because it's as a result of that unity that change was achieved in Kenya. Without unity, we will not be able to succeed. And wanasema ukarimu huanzia nyumbani, vile vile umoja huanzia wapi? Nyumbani. So Martha Karua has not just told us empty words. Leo tukiwa hapa, she has led by example. Yeye amekaa na ndugu yake Rigiji. Hawa wawili were rivals in the last election. Hawa walikuwa running mates. Moja wa Kasongo, mwingine wa baba. Leo wamesema wanakuja pamoja, mmoja akiwa baba wa mlima, mwingine akiwa mama wa. So Martha, you have led by example. Having Rigiji here, going to his home, and I'm told you've been Wamunyoro to bring the mountain together. You have led by example. We congratulate you and we're terribly proud of you. For the young people today, the message of unity is not just about parties, not just about these seasoned politicians, party leaders and political parties. The unity that made us succeed in the first liberation was across generations. We had young Gen Zs like Dedan Kimathi who paid the ultimate price. But we had old men like Jomo Kenyatta who came together and formed the first government. That was the first liberation. In the second liberation, we had young Turks like Muhisa Kitui, James Orengo. They were very young. But they were able to come together with seasoned old guards like Jaramogi, Masinde Muliro. That is how we were able to remove Moi from power. Today, as we talk about unity, we want unity of not just political leaders. We want unity of all leaders, young and old. And today we invite you, the Gen Zs, because you are the game changers in the journey ahead of us. Musiseme hamutaki kufanya na hawa wazee. Hamutaki wanasiasa. Ya kwamba you are leaderless, you are fearless. Today we want to tell you, kidole kimoja hakui chawa. Our unity, the seasoned politicians, the Gen Zs, the millennials, civil society, the church will make sure that we send William Ruto back home to Sugoi. Are you ready to unite with us? Sisi tuko tayari. Mwisho, there is the issue of liberty. To liberate, Martin Luther King once said, freedom or liberty is never given by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed. So when we are talking about liberty, about liberating our country, we must know that William Ruto will not hand over power, will not give us time to liberate this country. We must demand and make him go home to Sugoi. So that is why we're here today. And we start by saying that as leaders, What I see here is a team that is capable of leading this country. Martha Karua is eminently qualified to be the 6th president of the Republic of Kenya. Stephen Kalonzo is qualified to be the 6th. Gachagua is qualified. Wamalwa, hata huyu Morara, he's qualified. Hata Gen Z pia, you are qualified to lead this country. Lakini leo nataka niwaambie ya kwamba sisi sote hatuwezi tukaongoza mara moja. At different times we may lead, but there'll only be one president at a time. Leo nataka niseme kama Eugene Wamalwa, if I'm honored to be that flag bearer, I will not let you down. But if I'm not honored to take that position, and the first amongst equals amongst us takes that position as our flag bearer, mimi Eugene Wamalwa nitakuwa wa kwanza kumunga mkono kwa dhati tutoe Kasongo. Now that is the position as DAP Kenya. We have said we are ready to unite to liberate our country. And to do so, we must be prepared to bear any burden, to make any sacrifice, to support any friend, and to oppose any foe, including our former allies who are leaving the side of the people and joining Kasongo. We will be ready to meet them. Omundo Humundu. Are you ready? Are you ready? So today, that is the position we want to say. And as my good teacher, Professor Kibwana, has said, if the Gen Zs who started the liberation on the 25th of June were able to sacrifice, they were able to pay the ultimate price, who are we not to sacrifice? Even if it means that sacrifice will be of our ambitions to be president, even if that sacrifice would be to make way for others. Today, we want to say that we are ready for that. So staki niseme mengi, nataka niseme ya kwamba liberation. Why are we saying we want to liberate our country? Because our country has broken down. We have a broken government. Today is the 9th day clinicians are on strike. Today, doctors are starting their strike. We were with head teachers yesterday. Capitation is not coming to our schools. Walimu wanalia, wanafunzi wa university wanalia help. Na najua makomrade mko hapa. Magavana wanalia sababu devolution as we speak. Ile disbursement ya devolution haikuji on time, and William Ruto is an existential threat to our devolution program. So we must liberate our country from the existential threat to democracy, ambayo anataka kuwa multi-party democracy. Existential threat to devolution, ambayo anataka kuwa devolution. So that is why we are here today, to unite, to work together as one team, to ensure that on the 10th of August, 2027, Kasongo asonge aende wapi? Atoke State House asonge wapi? No. Sahau ile medu alisema asonge from State House asonge wapi? Naivasha. Kutoka Naivasha asonge wapi? Kutoka Nakuru asonge wapi? Kutoka Eldoret asonge wapi? Aende asiende? Kasongo asonge asisonge? Asante, Mungu awabariki.
Thank you very much, Honorable Eugene. I'd like now to invite the party leader, Safina Party, Honorable Jimmy Wanjigi.
God is good, and all the time. PLP. PLP. Kwani muko na njaa? Leo ni siku ya PLP. Hata babazi yangu unaona ni ya PL. My dear sister Martha, my good friend. Tuko hapa kwa ajili ya wewe. You have been a source of courage and excitement to us. You have been a source of friendship to us. You have been there when this country needed heroes. You have been there when we needed champions. And Martha, we are here with you. Martha, we are here with you. Wa viongozi wote ambao mko hapa, yangu yatakuwa machache. We are here to celebrate the branding of a party called NAK Kenya to People's Liberation Party. Munanisikia sasa? Munanisikia vizuri? And Martha has recognized ya kwamba inaonekana Kasongo ana interfere hapa. Kasongo aende asiende? Aende asiende? Ruto must surely go. Na aende kabisa kabisa kabisa. Martha, you have recognized ya kwamba you have been a hero of the second liberation. Na wakati huo, I heard somebody say here, history does not matter. It matters. Hata ile history ya yule poet, sijui Wakabete. It matters where we have come from. The history of had Wamalwa talk about is very important history. Tumetoka mbali. And Martha has been part of that struggle. Has been in the forefront of that struggle. Na hata yeye amerecognize ya kwamba we are here at a different liberation. The first liberation was our independence. The second liberation has been about our democracy, political democracy. Na hii ya tatu ni ya economic. And this economic liberation, musidanganywa na mtu, it is going to be as hard as the political revolution that led our forefathers into Mau Mau. There shall be sacrifices of our lives because this economic template ililetwa hapa na watu ambao wanaitwa wabeberu. It was brought here 100 years ago and it has been cemented. We have changed from white to black leaders, but none of us are prospering. Just the few are prospering. Economically ni wachache tu. So we must understand what this liberation is about. Our unity si ya kusema tu ati tunatoa Ruto. At America, if I'm going to give my 2 cents, America, the Democrats were united around one thing. We are united to remove Trump, to make sure Trump does not come. We hate Trump. Walishindwa ama hawakushindwa? Walishindwa ama hawakushindwa? We must unite on defining for Kenyans what happens when Ruto is not there. After Ruto, what is this country going to be? Itakuwa namna gani? Senator mashuhuri wanaonyonka. One thing I like about you, and I must say I like about Mheshimiwa Mbui, is that you have understood numbers. You have understood numbers and facts your numbers. Ruto today is known as Zakayo kwa ajili ya tax. Si ushuru ndio kazi yake? Atumalize. You must ask yourselves why? Why? Being a thief is only one aspect. The budget that Senator Onyonka is talking about, 4.2 trillion, ambao iko kwa bunge saa hii, 3.2 trillion ni recurrent expenditure. Si ya development, ni ya kukula. Na ukiangalia hiyo 3.2, 2.2 inaenda kulipa madeni. 2.2 inaenda kulipa madeni. 400 is needed for operations za serikali. 500, 600 ya salaries. Unakuja sasa kwa madeni. Because we will not get more than 2.8 trillion revenue. Kuingia kwa madeni, you're borrowing for counties. You're borrowing for the little development you can do, which you cannot do. So hata tukiwa hapa, tukisema tutatoa ushuru ni sawa. Tutalipa deni namna gani? Na deni ni 70% ya fedha zetu. 70%. Na itakuwa hivyo mpaka 2036. Mwaka huu 1.9 trillion deni. The next financial year 2.2 trillion deni. The next financial year 2.4 trillion deni. If we do not understand hiyo deni ilikuwa ya nini, and that we are going to solve that problem, hata sisi tukiingia kwa hiyo kiti ya urais, tukiingia in 3 months mtakuwa nasema tuondoke hata sisi tuwe kama Kasongo. So we must be united on solving the problem, the real problem of this country. Not just to say we are united. There were people who were united before they told us freedom was coming. Iko wapi? Iko wapi? Ilikuja. And today they are here with us because they were cheated. Because they were cheated. There were others who were told, like my dear sister, that there is a liberation coming from Raila Amolo Odinga. Leo Raila ako wapi? Na ni rafiki yangu, ako wapi? Ako wapi? The two deputies are united here, na wao wako united kule kwingine. Let us be careful about this unity. It must be about framing the questions of the people of Kenya. Na Gen Z mulifanya kazi last year. Mulifanya kazi. You changed the politics of this country. June 25th, mulimaliza Kasongo. But you also finished the politics ya kienyeji. Mulimaliza hiyo ya kienyeji ya zamani. You are now in the politics of Dodge, kama Americans wanasema. Kuna mjaluo aliniambia hiyo inaitwa donge. Dodge ya Elon Musk is where you are. You are changing the fabric of our politics. Do not stop. You are today, you are tomorrow, you are the day after. Asanteni sana, God bless you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mheshimiwa. We have all heard the wise counsel from our leaders. And of course, that is to say they have heard our messages, because remember, we had a rider. Tulikuwa na mazungumzo hapo awali na tukasema kwamba paka tueleze viongozi wetu vile ambavyo tunataka. Na kwa jinsi ambavyo mmepata kuwasikiza, sinaona kweli wanaelewa kitu ambacho wananchi wanataka. Si ndio? Sawa sawa basi. Ladies and gentlemen, your excellencies, kindly, I wish to request with the utmost humility to introduce more leaders who have also joined us here today. May I please recognize Mheshimiwa Wakili Edward Mureu. This is the member of Gatanga constituency. He's the founder member of UDA and currently the secretary legal affairs of UDA. He's a NEC member there. Karibu sana Mheshimiwa. Mheshimiwa, PLP, Unite Liberate. We are united. Kila mtu amefika hapa kweli. I also wish to recognize Mheshimiwa Jessica Mbalu. Mheshimiwa Jessica Mbalu is a member of the Wiper Party. She's a dear friend to Her Excellency, our party leader, PLP Party, and she's from Kibwezi East constituency. May I also recognize Dr. Peter Mbae. Dr. Peter Mbae is the former head of the Government Delivery Services. Asante sana, Dr. Peter Mbae. And I would also like to recognize a few more members who have also just arrived. We have Mureithi Kangara. We also have Honorable Muiruri. He's a founder member of the NAK Kenya Party at the time. 2 decades later today, we are unveiling, we have a new party, PLP. We have Patrick Kinyori. We have Caesar Wanjao. We have Kibe Mungai. We also have Professor Naituli. We have Mama Betty Murungi. We have Honorable John Gituku, the elected MCA of Maela Ward from Naivasha. Asanteni sana. We continue appreciating you creating time and truly speaking in a singular voice, because the language from today going forward is uniting and liberating. Unajua wakati tukianza tulikuwa tumeshashika ile speed. Mimi sioni kofia zetu, maua yetu iko wapi? Iko wapi? Bendera ya Kenya naona inapeperuka juu kabisa. Safi kabisa maua. Nilisema tutafute nafasi chini ya viti vyetu. Kuna zile placards ambazo zinaonyesha chama cha PLP kinasimamia nini. Basi tuchukue hizo. Kwa wakati huu ningependa kumpa nafasi hii Mkenya daima. Iwapo kuna Mkenya daima halisi na halisia ambaye tunamjua, basi anaitwa Eric Wainaina. Wangapi hapa wanamjua? Jamani, hapa wangapi wanamjua? Tunamjua Eric Wainaina? I have the absolute pleasure to invite him. And remember, we say there's so many ways to contribute to the welfare of this country. And this gentleman, Eric Wainaina, has done so through art. We are not limited to how we can contribute. Eric Wainaina, please. Floor is all yours.
BJ, just hang on for that for a second. Honorable Martha Karua, thank you so much for inviting us here today. Thank you, all protocols observed. Let me tell you the Kenya that I want. I would like a Kenya where elected officials and civil servants are not allowed to profit or to own private enterprises. I would like a Kenya where elected officials and civil servants show up at the office and they know that they're there solely for the benefit of the Kenyan. They get a salary, which is enough. They get a pension, they get health care, they get education for their children. But everything else they do, they know is for the Kenyan. Na gari pia maximum. Gari ambayo wanaendesha Suzuki Alto Maximum. Na wanajipeleka wao wenyewe. Na wanajifungulia mlango kwani mkono umevunjika. Kwa uchungu na mateso, kwa vilio na huzuni, tulinyakuliwa uhuru na vijana wa Gen Z. Hawakustushwa na risasi au kufungwa gerezani. Nia yao ukombozi. Thank you, brother. Kuvunja pingu za ukoloni. Naishi na tumaini, najitolea daima Kenya. Hakika ya bendera ni uthabiti wangu. Nyeusi ya wananchi na nyekundu ni ya damu. Kijani ni ya ardhi, nyeupe wa amani. Daima mimi ni Mkenya, mwananchi mzalendo. God bless you all. Thank you.
Asante sana Eric Wainana. Ujumbe upo nyumbani, sio? Daima mimi nini? Daima mimi nini? Let me see us wave our Kenyan flag up and high. Wave our Kenyan flag up and high. Daima nini? Asante sana. Eric Wainaina is also known for his heat. Inchi ya kitu kidogo. Na basi party leader wa Injector amesema akipata nafasi pale EACC atafanya kazi vilivyo. Asanteni sana. Ningependa sasa kuchukua nafasi hii ni mualike SG wetu, Secretary General wa chama cha PLP, ili aweze kutuongoza kwa awamu inayofuatia. Awamu bila shaka sisi tumekuwa tumengoja kwa hamu na gamu jamani. Asante sana SG, karibu.
Asante sana, asanteni sana kwa uvumilivu wenu. I'd like to invite my boss and party leader, the Honorable Martha Karua, so that she can introduce the remaining speakers. Asanteni.
Asanteni, asanteni. Tutaanguka nayo bado. PLP. Unite, liberate. Tuko hapa to unite and liberate. I will start by introducing my international guests. I've been called because the MC may not know them as well as I do. And we have in the house Dorothy Semu, KC. KC ni kiongozi wa chama cha ACT Wazalendo kutoka Tanzania. Dorothy, come to the podium. As she comes to the podium, this is the Purple Party of Tanzania. Wakanialika mwaka jana niwe mgeni wa heshima during their National Delegates Conference. Tukaona hapo party bendera za papo zimepeperuka, tukapendezwa. Tukajua mambo yao ya term limit ya kiongozi na viongozi wa chama. Tukaiga mfano wao sababu there is no need of making a new wheel. You actually replicate what is good and you copy from each other. So this is a sister party from Tanzania. Wale wanajua ACT Wazalendo, Dorothy alichukua ushukani March of last year from Zito Kabwe, then KC. Sasa Dorothy ndio kiongozi wa chama. Hawa ni wapendwa wetu, tunasimama kwa msingi wa kutetea haki, sio kwa nchi zetu peke yetu, lakini kwa Afrika Mashariki na jumuiya ya Afrika yote. Sitamhadithia zile kazi tumefanya na Mama Dorothy na viongozi wengine. Welcome our honored guest, Dorothy Semu, KC.
Asante sana, Honorable Martha Karua, Party Leader for People's Liberation Party, Honorable Party Leaders present here, waheshimiwa wote mlioko hapa, all protocols observed, wanachama wa PLP, comrades and friends. It's an honor and privilege to stand before you today at this significant milestone of the brand reveal event. On behalf of the ACT Wazalendo Party and the people of Tanzania, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to you on this bold, visionary rebranding initiative of your party from the National Red Bull Coalition Party to the People's Liberation Party. Your transformation is not just a change of identity, it's a reaffirmation of your commitment to unity and liberation. Values that are deeply with us, Pan-African progressives, in the time where democracy is under threat and authoritarian tendencies are on the rise across the region. Your decision to strengthen your vision and adapt the demands of the people is both timely and commendable. Solidarity is our strongest weapon. As progressive forces across Africa, we must remain steadfast in our pursuit of inclusive governance, social justice, and economic liberation. The fight for a democratic, just, and prosperous Africa is that one required unity beyond borders. The challenges we face, be it political repression, economic inequality, or shrinking of civic spaces, demand that we work together, learn from one another, and support each other in shaping a better future for our people and the generation. ACT Wazalendo, in its foreign policy, believes in the power of regional collaboration. Your journey here in Kenya reflects our shared aspiration for a free and democratic Africa, one where political parties are truly people-driven, progressive, and transformative. That is why I stand here before you today, not just as a guest, but as a comrade in this great struggle. As you unveil this new identity, let it serve as a beacon of hope and determination for the Kenyan people and the wider region. Let it signal a renewed commitment to the ideals that unite us, the ideals of democracy, justice, and freedom. We in ACT Wazalendo stand with you, we celebrate with you, and we pledge to continue working alongside you as we build a Pan-African movement that champions the rights and aspirations of all our people. Congratulations once again on this historic moment. May this be the beginning of a stronger, more impactful journey. PLP, unite, liberate. Viva solidarity, viva democracy. Asanteni sana.
Thank you, Dorothy Casey. And now it is my pleasure to invite the Lord Mayor of Kampala City. The Lord Mayor, Erias Lukwago, is an advocate of the High Court, and it is under his chambers that I practice and lead the team in Uganda. Apart from that, the Lord Mayor is also the president of a party known as FDC Katonga, which is the party of Kizza Besigye. So he is here in his various capacities. He is a very serious lawyer, a very good lawyer. The way they have conducted the case, and some of you have seen him on the internet. Huyu ni moto wa kuotewa mbali. Karibu sana, Lord Mayor. In Kiganda, Omulodi.
Thank you, my dear sister, the Honorable Martha Karua. In fact, that is a household name there, and she has perfected it, Omulodi. Your Excellencies, my senior brother, Rigiji, Your Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, and Eugene, Wamalwa, and others who are here, the principals of different entities, and my dear sister Dorothy here from Tanzania, all of you members of PLP. PLP? PLP? Well, I'm equally honored to be here, to be part of this historic moment as you unveil this new platform. I bring you warm greetings from the people of Kampala, my colleagues, all the progressive forces. They send you Warm greetings, Honorable Martha Karua, and all of you, the people of Kenya who are determined to champion the cause of change. We salute you all and congratulate you on this great milestone. In the same vein, we do wish to convey our profound gratitude to the Honorable Martha Karua for standing with us, the people of Uganda. Ladies and gentlemen, I am speaking for millions of Uganda there who admire the courage, the determination, the steadfastness of Honorable Martha Karua here. The passion she has, the commitment she has made, standing with Dr. Besigye all through, and all political prisoners back home in Uganda. Thank you very, very much. Asante sana, Mheshimiwa Martha Karua. You recall Dr. Besigye was kidnapped from here on the 16th of November. And he was, was taken in a military facility where he was detained for 3 nights. And subsequently, he was arraigned before the General Court Martial with a litany of serious crimes, which invite a sentence of death. And Martha Karua took a vow and said never to happen, that because the regime in Kampala of Mr. Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and his family, because we were first with the family rule, with his son as the CDF commander-in-chief of the defense forces, with his brothers, with his wife in so it's a family rule. And they had vowed to take Dr. Besigye through a perfunctory trial in the General Court Martial and execute him. The son said on the 9th of June, that's when Dr. Besigye would be executed. Martha Karua took a decision and said, never, that will never happen. And we set on a course to dismantle the General Court Martial. I'm bringing you good news. With the stewardship of the Honorable Martha Karua, we have finally brought down that tool of oppression, the weapon of persecution. It has been combined efforts, and she has moved it to all the institutions. She literally caused the tremor in all the institutions in Uganda. We thank you very, very much. Now, a call, as I conclude, a call to all of you here, the principals, the people of Kenya, and all of us. We need to tackle the problem from the source. This issue of kidnaps, I heard some member of parliament here say that Kenya is now the capital, not Nairobi, Kenya, the capital of kidnaps in East Africa. But the cradle is Uganda. The patron of autocracy, the patron of dictatorship, the patron of oppression and suppression, repression, is none other than General Kaguta Yoweri Museveni. That's where all the problems are coming from. And I must commend the Gen Z during Mandamano who paid a visit to our embassy here. Thank you. You paid a visit, a courtesy visit. Please, it was a courtesy visit. But it was a serious one. And it sent very powerful signals back in Kampala. And the same problem emanating from Uganda, it is spilling over. Now in Tanzania, in DRC. Again, our headquarters, our embassy was attacked, was invaded. And the people of DRC are wondering, Uganda, our second forex earner after coffee is gold. Our second forex earner, our second major export is gold. But we don't have gold mines in Uganda. Then they're saying, how can this happen? So in DRC, they are crying. South Sudan, they are crying. Kenya here, we got shocked. And this is my call. We got shocked. Notwithstanding the fact that Martha stood with us and all of you people of goodwill, the government demonstrated an iconoclastic attitude towards this problem. Yet Besigye was kidnapped from here. There was no official statement to condemn the act of rendition. Up to the present moment, it has not been made. And remember, Museveni's son had warned Kenya that one day I will invade Kenya. Indeed, he abused the territorial integrity of Kenya, crossed over to Riverside here, kidnapped Besigye, and took him back without even going through immigration. And the government of Kenya has not defended its territorial integrity, not taking Uganda to ICC or the other international fora, and that is a matter which is really baffling us back home. So we invite you that we continue with the solidarity. We fight the transnational or cross-border abductions and all these other forms of transgressions as a people united under Jumuiya. We espouse those values under the treaty. They are talking about a treaty to exchange what they call political dissidents, but political prisoners, that there is an agreement between Kenya and Uganda. Martha has put them to task and ourselves to explain and put it on table. Up to now, they have not laid it on table. We ask the government of Kenya, I'm glad the MPs are here, the senators are here. Why don't you demand for that treaty to be put on table? That you have an agreement between Kenya and Uganda to exchange political prisoners. That has taken us by surprise because there is a treaty which provides for the mechanism and the procedure. We have extradition laws which are being abused. So all these are serious matters we need to pursue jointly and in a concerted manner, local here in Kenya, in Uganda, East Africa level, at a continental level, and international level. Finally, Martha has mobilized quite a number of lawyers from all over Africa who are storming Uganda to fight for justice, to fight for equity, to fight for fairness. Thank you very much. The very last one, there is a senator here who attempted to sing a liberation song from Uganda. Allow me just to grace this historic moment with this song. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. This one, the very final one. Never surrender. Before I come to never surrender, the very final one now. The name Kasonga is featured prominently here. And I felt so much. I mean, I don't know, I can't even express the kind of emotions I felt. But I thought I would be doing injustice to you if I didn't share with you this liberation song. We don't have copyright for this. This is Museveni's song he came with from the bush, but it's a good one. Listen to it. Siku moja peke tutaona Kasongo anafunga muzigo na kurudi nyumbani. I'm not good at singing, but let me repeat it. Siku moja peke tutaona Kasongo anafunga muzigo na kurudi nyumbani. Thank you.
I think he did not sing the real liberation song, which we sing in court, and sometimes Dr. Besigye opens it when the court, especially when the court martial was rising. This song is just to say we never surrender, and it's not to surrender to oppression, to injustice, to anything. Never, never, never surrender. Never, never, never surrender. We will never, never, never surrender. Never, never, never surrender. We must never surrender to injustice. Asante sana Omulodi. And now, since I was made the MC to invite my international guests, I'll go ahead and invite the two remaining guests, one of whom is my twin political brother, politically speaking. It's none other than my friend, His Excellency Kalonzo wa Musyoka.
Anguka now, check it. Anguka now, turn it down low now. Stand up to your feet, mikono juu alafu click. Tuliza pesa alafu one leg. Anguka now, One leg in.
Wow. 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 What a day. What an event. Kumbe hata Museveni anajua Ruto ni kasongo. Our sister mother. Tafadhali. Kama mna shida muache. I can use the other one. Okay. Okay. I think they're okay. They're okay now. People's Liberation Party. Oh yeah. The call is there. Unite and liberate. People's Liberation Party. Unite and liberate. Wakenya hoye. Jumuiya ya Afrika Mashariki hoye. Nitakuwa mfupi sana kwa maneno. Dada yangu Martha, asante kwa mwaliko wako. Ndugu yangu Rigiji, leaders, it's so nice to see you, Jimmy, and good on numbers. Thank you, Mukisa. This is a citizen of the world who lives in Kenya. And my brother, Professor Kibwana, you've taught many. Thank you, Senator, for representing our brother who is away. And thank you, because you will not die in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. You will not die. Therefore, you will continue to speak with the authority we have heard you speak today. Kwa niaba wenzangu wana Wiper, dada yangu Martha, mimi nataka nikuhakikishie siku wa Tamarin jana. Alisema Tamarin is supposed to issue a statement in Tamarin Hotel in Mombasa. Therefore, ignore the disinformation, the panic. And today, those on the other side have reason to know that this is the beginning of a new day. Tafadhalini, tafadhalini, tafadhalini. Because it has I'll shift to the other one. I'll shift to the other one. Okay, if it happens again, Kelly, please. We are going to unite under an idea and an agenda, as our brother Jimmy has indicated. It cannot just be unity for the sake of removing an individual because of misrule. I want to assure the Lord Mayor that listening to you, and that this country is now the country of renditions, forced abductions. These people will make sure nobody abducts you from Nairobi today. It will not happen. And we, thank you. Thank you. Therefore, thank you. Asanteni. It is not going to be business as usual from today. The country is united against one person who pretends he's busy organizing and uniting Kenyans. We remind him that Kenya is united against one William Samoei Arap Ruto. And it is evident today, absolutely evident. By the way, Mother, I heard it said that if you want to make a statement, then wear purple. The statement is made not just by the new National People's Liberation Party, but Kenyans. And we are going to do the necessary important things after today. It cannot be we meet here, celebrate the rebranding of NAC Kenya. And we all started from NAC, as Professor Kibwana reminded you, when we said Kibaki Tosha in 2002. Our sister Jane Kiara, I hope you're still in the house, is going to be bigger than 2002. It will be. Because Kenyans have every reason to rise up and say no to misrule, to injustice of the type we have never seen before. Mukisha, do you know that blood gold from Darfur is cleaned in Kenya and exported to the Arab world as originating from Kenya? So our friends in Uganda, you're not alone. And we will not allow it. As of yesterday, a lot of security at the international airport, which you have managed to reclaim from Kasongo, and they are making sure that heavy security to export Sudanese gold under the rules of origin, name it Kenyan gold, when we are not producing gold. And this is inviting grave danger to us. The other generals in Sudan have vowed action. We will not allow it. We are going to be an action-oriented unity movement. And our sister mother, thank you. Thank you for starting. When I saw you go to Rigiji, I was wondering now, sasa wanaongea juu ya mlima na wanafanya nini? Kumbe it's deeper. And you even come up with a complete theme of unity, unite and liberate. We are going to escalate, by God's grace, escalate that theme. Na tutalala. I therefore want to say that from today, the country has seen unity. It cannot be the same. Our members of parliament, you stood here and held hands in solidarity. We urge you now to go to every village, go to every marketplace, and tell Kenyans the new dawn is already here. Our young brother Morara, we thank you for what you have done. You know, William Ruto gave me some names, and one of which was Mutu ya Katikati. I think I want to baptize him properly today. Alisema kule akiwa Western Kenya, mambo ni matatu. Tutampa majina matatu, mawili amekubali. Jina la kwanza alikubali Zakayo. Jensi walikata mti, Zakayo akashuka. Akakubali hilo jina alipokuwa Kisii. Akakubali jina la pili, Kasongo. Even sang, danced to the tune ya hiyo Kasongo. Jina la tatu sasa akubali kwamba yeye sasa ni Kaongo. Mambo matatu. Uongo mtupu. But we don't want to dwell on that at all. I want to make a very serious proposal. In order to honor the young Kenyans who died, a lot of them on the 25th of June, which I call J25. June 25, if it meets with the approval of the young Kenyans, the Gen Zs, we will, Mother and our colleagues here, declare, because that is a true liberation day for purposes of fighting injustice and saying no to abductions and saying no to stealing of our resources and saying no to impoverishing our people. We will declare June 25th a public holiday. That is a proposal. And I can't wait to see, because you cannot wish that away. Our young people are still angry, but they have become the inspiration to the world. University students in Bangladesh took it up and threw out Sheikh Hasina. She had to flee to India. I had occasion to address a master's class in Uppsala University in Sweden, and they wanted to know, what is this miracle that has happened in Kenya about young Kenyans saying we want our country back. Therefore, that inspiration continues even in Uganda, even everywhere in Tanzania. And the leadership of East Africa should not take offense If anything, they should take the cue. Some of us believe intensely in the need to integrate East African region. I was there with the Jakaya Mrisho Kikwete and others, working with Rugunda, working to reinvent East African community, which we did. And therefore, when we sing our East African national anthem, amazing, sweet song, we have to live that spirit. But before we do so, each of our member countries must liberate themselves. We want to give you assurance that as People's Liberation Party. Do you know the Kiswahili version, mother, is ukombozi. Ukombozi umefika. It is not going to be easy. For a start, Gen Z, please vet every applicant who wants to be a commissioner for IEBC, the newly to be reconstituted IEBC. Because already those in authority up there give some unilateral budget, 61 billion. Wamezitoa wapi hizo? Vijana lazima tuangazie mambo haya, tuulize, where are you getting, by the way, under whose authority are you making this announcement? There's something there. We have to make sure the new IEBC will be above board, because that will be the team to lead ukombozi wa kidemokrasia. While we believe as our new movement, well, Kasongo wants to revert the country to single party, we are saying the fidelity of multi-party democracy and our Constitution 2010. Therefore, you can see the numbers are going to grow. And we are going to make every Kenyan feel liberated, every Kenyan feel empowered. Our young people certainly taking leadership, and Sisi being there to mentor them. I felt I needed to say that. And mother, congratulations, my twin political sister. She is fearless. And thank you for standing so strong. And we will continue to walk this journey with you. We shall be selfless as usual. We will move. And now, the new brother in the kid in the block, Wamunyoro. I also come from Sekuru, Intawalika huko. Sekuru huko, watu wa Mrima. I think everybody now can feel. And any member of parliament who has been state captured, including our judiciary, and we are saying no. Thank you, Rigiji, for standing so strong on the need to have an independent judiciary. Mungu abariki, long live not Kenya now, People's Liberation Party. Unite, 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 escalate.
Asante sana, my twin brother. And now, before I make my speech, let me invite another brother of mine. And before I invite him, those who are asking, how are you standing with Rigiji? Kwani Rigiji alikuwa amenifanyia nini? Kwani ni shamba tulikuwa tunang'ang'ania? Maneno machache hapa na pale. And today, he's a man committed to help Kenya fight against oppression. He's here as one of us. This is not a time for division. This is not a time to point at your brother, your sister. Anybody who is on the side of liberation is an ally. I therefore invite my brother and ally, Rigi G, His Excellency, the second Deputy President of the Republic.
The truthful man, express, Modomanyoma, express, Anaperuto wasi, express, Wamunyoro.
Thank you, Asante, thank you. Thank you, Asante. My elder sister, the Honorable Mother Wangari Karua, the Iron Lady of Kenya's politics and senior counsel and party leader of PLP, Your Excellency, former Vice President, the Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, party leaders present, senators, members of parliament, and members of PLP, Hamjambo, PLP, PLP, PLP Hoi. Asanteni sana. Mine will be very brief. I just say 2-3 things. Then I invite our chief guest to come and make her keynote address. Mine is to express my joy to my sister and the party for having invited me for this very colorful occasion. And my sister mother and the party, I want to say pongezi. PLP is an idea whose time has come. And the slogan of unite and liberate is what just this country needs. We need to liberate this country, and that cannot be achieved unless we unite as a people. So I want to join PLP and its leadership, and indeed the people of Kenya, to say that we have a task ahead of us to liberate this great republic, and that can only happen if we are united in purpose. And I want to thank the leaders here for their commitment that all of us will be selfless and will do whatever it takes and sacrifice for this country, because we owe it to the people of Kenya. Mimi ni mtu ya kusikiza ground, na nimesikiza across the country. And Kenyans are telling us, our leaders, please come up with a formula to send Kasogo home one way. So we as leaders cannot fail the people of Kenya. And I think I agree with what has been said here. Let us continue strengthening our parties, mobilizing our support, and the right time we'll sit down and come up with a formula to craft a lineup of leadership that will liberate this country and restore the dignity of the Kenyan people. We have a responsibility to unite and liberate the payslip, dignify the payslip. The middle class, who are the payslip holders, are in anguish. They have been impoverished. Their purchasing power has been eroded, and that is why there is no money in circulation in the country. In a record 2 years, William Ruto has destroyed the Kenyan health system. In a record 2 years, he has destroyed the education system. In a record 2 years, the cost of living is unbearable. In a record 2 years, nothing is working. And the 2 years has been nothing but a package of lies and lies and lies. Nimesikia Jane Kihara akilia hapa mpaka anasahau tuko national function, anaongea Kikuyu ni vile amechanganyikiwa, akishangaa vile zote tunadanganywa. Hii jamaa tangu nizaliwe mimi Ligiji, mtoto ya Maumau, sijaona mtu muongo kama hiyo ile mtu. Huyu mtu anakudanganya na amekuangalia. So many people have tried to blame me kutoka nyumbani. Wewe ulituletea huyu mtu ukasema ni mzuri, unamjua, atatuweka pesa mfukoni. Instead ile kidogo ilikuwa kwa mfuko amefanya nini? Sasa watu wananiingilia, wananipigia kelele, lakini mimi najitetea. Mimi nasema sasa, mimi ni mtu ya kawaida tu. I'm just an ordinary Kenyan. Mtu tu alizaliwa pale Wamonyoro, amesoma hapo, ni mtu ana mpango yote, sijasoma sana, sina PhD, sina master, sina nini, mtu tu ya kawaida. Lakini kama huyu mtu anaweza danganya mabishop ambaye wamemwagiliwa mafuta na mareverend na mapasta, Rigathi Gachagua ni nani? You know, the politics of deceit and conmanship is what we are struggling with. This man came with a Bible. He could sing every song in my mother tongue. Sijui alikuwa anajifundisha saa ngapi. Sasa akifika pale, iko wimbo pale inaitwa Magegania. Sasa naiba pale, sisi yote tunang'edhia, tunamwangalia. Tunasema Mungu ametutumia mala. This man can sing our songs. And he is not one of us. We were very impressed. So hapo ndio tulichanganyikiwa. Sasa mimi kufika pale after 6-8 months nikaanza kuona hii mtu ni nani. Nikaanza kumwambia bwana, twende pole pole. Hii maneno ya kutoa pesa watu kwa mfuko tulisema tutaweka tuache. Anasema waenda kuwa kichwa ngumu. Sema situmalize zile barabara ya Mau na zile tulianzisha. Sema hapana, wacha kwanza tujenge manyumba. Namwambia na ile ahadi tulipatia kwa Wakenya. Anasema wachana na ahadi, hiyo ilikuwa ni campaign. Sasa hii maneno yote tulisema kwani inawezekana? Hiyo ni maneno tu. So namuuliza, na tukirudi kwa uchaguzi tutaambia watu nini? Sasa hiyo watu tutawapanga. Msijali. Anasema unakumbuka mambo ya power, Omo with the powerful. Ikirudiwa mara mingi watu wanaamini. So hii barabara unasikia nikitaja, hata kama hatujengi watu watafanya nini? Anasema ndio unaona hata ile sabuni imekuja inaitwa Aerial. Inaitwa ile Aerial ya Omo. Because watu waliingia maneno ya Omo with. So anasema hii barabara hata kama hatujengi tushinde tukifanya nini? So we are faced with a problem as a country. Na Professor Kibwana nimesikia ukisema ati hii mtu atatusumbua. Hakuna, si tuko na dawa yake, tunamjua. Don't worry. Don't worry. Siku tutaingia kwa juu ya gari vile ameingia pale mwisho. We will dismantle him. Tutamuanika vizuri. Watu wakimuona wanawaambia wewe hatutaki uongo. I'm telling, and we are reaching there. Tunapatia yeye mwaka hii ya 2025. 2026 hakuna mtu atasikiza uongo yake Kenya. We'll make sure. So don't worry, tuko sawa. Ile tu ningetaka just to tell the people of Kenya. Hakuna development itaendelea. Ile uliona era in budget juzi ya 76 billion. Hiyo ilikuwa ni pesa ya kuhonga wa Kenya. Pale Karen kwa ile mtu ya Mr. Yesa iko container ya 40 feet imejazwa pesa hapo. Iko ingine hapa State House dollars. Sasa kazi yao ni kuhonga viongozi. Lakini tuambia wa Kenya hatuwezi kumwambia msichukue pesa. Mko na haja na pesa. Pesa mchukue. Na pale Karen imewekwa figure. Ndio usikize uongo ni shilingi 5,000. Ya kusikiza nini? Sasa watu wamerefuka pale. Si wamejua ni uongo, wakifika pale wakiongeleshwa tu wao wanasema maliza haraka utupatie pesa tufanye nini? Sasa tunataka kuambia wa Kenya, you cannot listen to lies for 5 hours. At 1,000 per hour to listen to lies. Tunataka tusikizane rates ya kusikiza uongo. Si tusikizane rates ya kusikiza uongo. Kwa sababu hii uongo ni mingi sana. Mnadanganywa barabara itajengwa na ni uongo tu, lakini mnawekwa masata. So tunataka kuambia wewe Mr. Yesa, weka rate ya 2 hours. 2 hours 5,000. Udanganye watu for 2 hours, uwapatie 5,000 wafanya nini? Ukipitisha 2 hours, mnasimama mnasema pesa ifanye nini? Tumekubaliana? Tumekubaliana. Sasa ama 1 hour. No, watu wanasema 2 hours is too much for 5,000. Sasa pale State House iko dollars. Hapo inalipwa in dollars. Na nafikiri ni hii ya gold hii ya Sudan. So pale pia pale sasa naye rais uweke rate. Yeah, $1,000. Watu wasikize nini? Because ni uongo peke yake. Then hizo hoteli tufungue mwaka 2025 na 2026. December hizo hoteli bili tufanye nini? Tufunge. Tuangojee pale kwa debe. Na nimeona waziri hapo akitukana Gen Z akisema ati they are hooligans. Wewe hawa Gen Z ndio dawa yenu pale kwa debe. Hawa Gen Z is about 9 million. Vijana wetu tunaomba nyinyi, you are doing a very good job kwa smartphone. Very good job, Morara. But that is not enough. The real transformation of this country will happen on the ballot box. So tunaomba Gen Z mchukue vitambulisho na muandikishe kura. Alafu siku ya kura mjitokeze mapema. Saa 9 mko kwa line. Na ukipiga kura una record kwa smartphone. Na kumobilize the rest of us, mtu mobilize. Tuko mikononi mwenu. You are the real liberators of this country. Sisi tutaunga nyinyi mkono because we have some experience and some exposure. But the energy and the knowledge to sort out Kasongo lies with the Gen Z. Sisi tutaunga nyinyi mkono, tutaunga nyinyi mkono. So me, I want to say thank you very much. We have committed, we'll work together. And Honorable Mother, I agree with Dr. Mukisa Kitui. You are now our mother. Wewe utuweke pamoja. Hii timu ikisabaratika, Honorable Mother Karua, Wakenya watauliza wewe. Wewe ndio mama wetu sasa. Anatosha atoshi. The Honorable Mother Karua has a proven track record of fighting for democracy, resilience, and being steadfast. And she's priceless. Nobody can compromise her. So we need a mother figure around us. Kama viongozi, mama wetu, wa kutuweka pamoja. Ukiona ninapotea kidogo, unaniita, unanirudisha kwa laini. Unatuita, unatupikia chai na mandazi, unatuongelesha, unatupatia mutisha, tunaendelea another 1 month. Ukiona tumekaakaa, unatuita tena. Tumekubaliana Mother Karua kuwe mama wetu. And you know many people walikuwa nafikiria ati mimi siwezi fanya kazi na Mother Karua kwa sababu tulikuwa tunapingana. We are nothing against each other. Kila mtu alikuwa anajitafutia kwa njia zake. But the truth of the matter is that myself, even as she was my opponent, I used to admire her leadership qualities. I had wished we are in one team. And God is great that today tuko timu moja. So nyinyi msijali, our leaders wale munateswa. Onyonka usijali. Huyu mtu hata even if akimwaga damu yetu, si amemwaga ya Gen Z tayari. The blood that he'll shed will just water the tree of liberation. And for a seed to germinate, it has to die. We must sacrifice as leaders in this country to stand up to this man, because if we don't, there will be no country. As we speak, kumeandikwa cabinet memo by CS Interior and CS Lands and Housing of getting all prison land, mashamba yote ya prison imeuziwa investors under the guise of affordable housing. If you check the prison land here in Nairobi West, it is worth 1 trillion shillings. Mtu apewe ati ajenge manyumba. Hiyo manyumba inajengwa na pesa watu wamekatwa kwa payslip. Alafu mnauziwa. So ile shamba si ati anapewa free. President Ruto na watu yake wameuza mashamba yote ya prison in the whole country. And a cabinet memo imetayarishwa, itaenda pale kwa cabinet. Bwana Onyonka na wale MPs, you must stand up. And we cannot agree. How do we give public land to investors without consideration? So it's a scheme ya kuuza mashamba yote ya prisons. And the prisons will be relocated elsewhere at another great cost. So these are things we'll continue calling out. Na mimi unajua hii dosia yote niko naye. Taendelea kutoa polepole so that I don't choke you. Mambo ni mingi. Niendelee polepole ama nitoe yote? Nitoe polepole ama yote? Polepole. Mus. Hawa watu, the election of President William Ruto as president is the greatest fraud against the people of Kenya since independence. This man deceived all of us, I included. Sometimes I sit at night, I feel very foolish because I didn't see him through. You know, alikuwa anakuja kwangu nyumbani, tunakaa mpaka saa 7, anatudanganya, tuna escort yeye na Pastor Dorcas. Pastor Dorcas, I think alikuwa na dhamiri. Ananiuliza, do you know this man well? Namwambia hii mtu mimi namjua. Are you sure? Namwambia ndio. It's a fraud. And we'll tell it to the people of Kenya. Msijali. Wa Kenya watajua huyu jamaa ni nani. Na tutapiga kura sawa sawa. Bora hii timu ikae pamoja. And he'll call everybody. Hata hii mzee yetu Tinga atamgonga. Hiyo mzee atamchanganya, wewe utaona. Na aliniambia hii mzee wachia mimi. Siku alikuwa anataka kwenda EU, nikamuuliza agenda yako na hii mzee ni gani? Anasema acha hii mzee nitapanga yeye. Hii mzee nitapanga yeye kidogo peleke EU nini nichukue ODM, and I can see it is happening. So wewe bwana Tinga, you are listening to people who have experience with that man. Sababu wewe ni mzee wetu na uliumia, we want to give you a small tip. Huyo mtu achana naye. Mkimalizana utakuja hapo nalia vile sisi tunalia. We know him. That is exactly what will happen. So mimi nashukuru sana, and our leaders msiogope. Wale akina Koimburi mnashikwa, hizi jela zinatengenezewa wanaume na wanawake. Mimi kila siku ati wanapanga kunishika. Mimi nasema hata nikishikwa, cells za siku hizi ni ya mawe na iko na choo ya ndani. Pahali nilizaliwa ni pahali ya matope. Cell is an improvement to where I was born. So there's no problem. There's no problem. There's no problem. Juzi nimekuwa pale Meru, nimesema muachane na huyu, if you don't this will happen. Wakasema wakuje wanishike, nikasema niko nyumbani. Mimi nangoja nyinyi. You are welcome. Chai iko, tukunywe chai, mniweke pingu twende pale mnataka tufanye nini? There is no problem. We must sacrifice. And if we are intimidated, if we develop fear, where will Kenyans go? Lazima tusaidie wa Kenya na kusimama imara. Na tukisimama imara tutafaulu. Kwa hivyo ningetaka kuuliza sasa, munisaidie nyote, musimame kwa heshima, munisaidie kumkaribisha mgeni wetu wa heshima, kiongozi wetu, mama wetu, senior counsel, the Iron Lady, Mother Wangari Karua.
Mama Kenya mama, umetoka mbali wewe, usichoke mama.
Asanteni sababu ya masaa, asanteni sana. Ndugu zangu na dadangu, viongozi wa chama kutoka Kenya na kutoka bara la Afrika Mashariki au Jumuiya ya Afrika Mashariki, wageni mashuhuri wa Kenya wenzangu, sababu sisi hapa zote ni wa Kenya na wageni wetu wa jumuiya. Asanteni sana kwa kufika siku ya leo. Bila nyinyi hatungekuwa na sherehe. Bila nyinyi hatungekuwa na uzinduzi. I do not take your presence for granted. Thank you very much and bless you. I will shorten my speech because almost everything has been said. But today, I want to repeat, it's a historic day for the People's Liberation Party and for the country as a whole. When leaders gather as we have gathered here together, with a common purpose of uniting and liberating the country, it reminds us of the coalitions of yesteryears, especially 2002, when for the first time we had a change of government. We are now looking at a coalition that is going to unite and liberate this country. I'll begin by accepting the challenge given by my younger brother, Eugene, that I should unite, or rather be the convener of this group. And I'm going to say, subject to their consent. Yes, I am willing to do that. And I can see my twin brother here. He'll be at hand to help me do that. And I have had the willingness of all my brothers present, and also our East African brothers and sisters, about cooperation beyond the border. As People's Liberation Party, we are not just rebranding to have a new look. We are also renewing our commitment to the people of Kenya, our commitment to place your needs first, to fight, to unite and liberate Kenya, to stand with other leaders in order to accomplish this. The task ahead of us cannot be accomplished by one person or one political party. It's a task for all people of goodwill. You may wonder, how are we going to do this? I've expressed my wish to run for president. So has my twin brother. So has our young brother, who I should call my son, Murara Kebaso. Na kila mtu na wengine hapa wako na hizo nia. Na wengine watajitangaza baadaye. And everybody is worthy. Every dream is valid. Kila mtu aendeleze ndoto yake, lakini zote tukiweka Kenya mbele. Tukijua Kenya ndio ya muhimu kuliko mmoja wetu. That each one of us must subordinate their interests to the interests of the nation. And whoever gets selected as a candidate through a transparent method that we shall devise, we shall all queue behind that person. I may have said I don't want to be deputy. That doesn't mean I cannot support another candidate. I don't have to be in that ticket, but I will put my commitment 100% if I am not the candidate to deliver victory to Kenyans. We must liberate ourselves from economic oppression. And talking of economic oppression, the nation of Kenya, the state, has been hijacked by KK cartels and their allies. It is now serving the interests of the political elite within KK to the disadvantage of 50 million Kenyans. How can we start being sad na kubabaika that USAID, Trump has issued an executive order withdrawing monies that were supporting health and especially HIV and AIDS? I have checked what was the total budget of USAID. Last year, it was 471 million. That's $500 million. The travel budget of Kasongo only, not of the ministries, Kasongo peke yake, mwaka uliopita, 27 billion. A serious and reasonable regime would have immediately announced there will be no job losses because of Trump's order. We shall immediately allocate equivalent money to keep the program going. Since when did our health become an issue for Americans or for any foreign supporter? If they support us, it's a bonus, but we must be ready to allocate money to essential services in Kenya. Another example, the fact that the new funding model for university has been stopped by the court for being unconstitutional does not mean that our university students have to be destitute. It means we revert to the status quo before that proposal. Help should be working. And we are telling William Ruto today and his KK regime, disburse money to our university students Wacha kukalia pesa yetu. Patia watoto wetu kwa ile mpango ya HELP ambayo ilikuweko awali. Usituambie ni koti imekufunga. Fikra zako na unyanyasaji wako ndio imekufunga, hakuna kitu ingine. We are also saying release money for capitation to the rest of the education sector, primary and secondary school, so that our children may get education. We are saying stop demolishing houses without offering alternative accommodation. Stop grabbing land after demolishing houses, grabbing land of people with titles and giving it to your cronies. Because some of those demolitions is not about environment, it's not about affordable housing, it is not about public use, it's about gifting his friends that land. Stop grabbing land, and especially land belonging to the poor and vulnerable. As leaders, unless if we come together, our people will continue to suffer all these ills. Most importantly, the right to life precedes any other right. You have to be alive to enjoy any other right. Stop abducting and executing our people, especially our youth. Stop abducting foreign nationals and disappearing them forever, because there is an Ethiopian who was disappeared forever, Gabriel Michael. And others we don't know. Stop abducting people who are here legitimately, either as visitors or as refugees. This game of abduction, and it appears there is an East African cooperation which has emerged between rogue regimes of Uganda, Tanzania, and Kenya, because that's where we have seen the cross-border abductions in East Africa. As citizens, we must resist. Our constitutions, the Constitution of Uganda, the Constitution of Kenya, the Constitution of Tanzania, the Constitutive Act of East Africa Federation, all are against such acts. You want to pursue somebody across the border, go to court, get a warrant, let the court give you an order to extradite that person to their country. How can states behave in a roguish fashion? Uongozi wa kijambazi. And yes, it looks like William Ruto is in a hurry to graduate as a dictator. Our constitution does not allow dictatorship. As citizens of Kenya, we must unite and thwart his graduation into a dictator. We must say that there will be no graduation of a dictator in Kenya because our constitution says so. Nikisema hivyo sisemi kwa nguvu zangu, ni nguvu zenu. Tuliandika katiba na tukaweka hii maneno yote. Na kama wewe William Ruto na UKK bandwagon hamukusoma katiba, musomewe au mujisomee tena. Kama PhD haiwezi kusoma katiba, sijui itasoma nini ingine. Sababu anajigamba ya kwamba akona nini na PhD. Mkenya wa kawaida ambayo hana masomo ya juu ashaelewa katiba, ashaelewa ya kwamba Mkenya ndiye sovereign. Power belongs to the people. The judiciary gets power from the people. The executive gets power from any public officer exercising power on behalf of the Republic of Kenya is an employee of the people. I want to request to actually call upon all our civil servants, all state officials, all members of parliament to remember that it's not Kasongo who has put them in the place they are. They are there courtesy of the people of Kenya. Hii si ile wakati tulikuwa tukisema mtukufu rais. Mtukufu sasa ni mwananchi Mkenya. So let us work for Kenyans with seriousness, with commitment, with dedication. Anybody earning a salary, you are earning it courtesy of the sweat of your brothers and sisters from Kenya. If you don't work for them, you're stealing from them because you are receiving money for work not done. Nikienda kufupisha sana, mi nataka kusema, wale wanasema bona rangi inakaa kama ya mwingine. Haikai kama ya mwingine. Hakuna mtu Kenya ako na purple, lilac. Lilac ni ile lighter purple na white. Hizo zikiunganishwa tatu, we are unique, nobody else. Look at that building with purple, lilac and white. Tell me whether anybody else has that. These are our colors. Hakuna mtu anaweza own a single color together. That combination is unique to the People's Liberation Party. Na wewe ujue hata wardrobe yako. Ukikaa miaka unarebesha. Pengine umenona, pengine umekonda. We needed to renew ourselves as we renew our commitment to the people of Kenya. Our biggest commitment is to ensure Kenya is under the rule of law. Kenya fights corruption with whatever other knowledge you have, whether it is in economics, whether it is in education, in environment, in governance. Without observing the rule of law, nothing will move. Imagine our Bible, our political Bible is the Constitution. It tells you how to apply public finances. It tells you the qualities of a leader. It tells you how a leader should behave when they are in office. And office is not to be used for personal gain. It is to be used for the collective good of Kenyans. We are ready to do that. We are ready to be that party that will do that. But we cannot do it alone. We will stand with our brothers and sisters. Unity, the call for unity, is the foundation of the liberation movement. And our commitment today is to do just that. In order for Kenyans and every child to access quality health care, Ruto must go. In order to liberate our education, Ruto must. When I say Ruto, I mean Ruto, what he stands for, and his entire regime. Ruto sio mtu moja, ni Ruto na vibaraka wake wote. And I want to acknowledge, Ruto ni Mkenya kama sisi, lakini tabia yake haipendezi kamwe. Tabia yake haipendezi. Tukisema Ruto must go is what he represents. And because he is unable to preside over the affairs of Kenya, he must give way. And fellow Kenyans, it doesn't have to be 2027. It could be sooner. We commit to you that we are going to meet soonest, and we are going to move forward and give you the program of action. Are you ready? Yes. Are you ready? Yes. PLP? So for the liberation of our country, we need unity of purpose, which has been symbolized here by the MPs. Now I want to call upon party leaders present, including our international guests, because this unity transcends the borders. I want to urge the party leaders only, come here so that we show people our commitment, and we also stand as we unveil the brand of People's Liberation Party. We are going to at the end of this all.
Haya basi, sote tutakuwa tumesalia, tumeketi. Viongozi wetu tayari wako pale ukumbini. Basi our party leader, PLP party, akiwa pamoja na the principals, political party leaders, watakuwa wanatuongoza kwa hafla hii, ikiwa ni rasmi kuzindua chama hiki cha People Liberation Party. Party leader Her Excellency Mother Karua akiwa pamoja na the second deputy president of the Republic of Kenya Rigathi Gachagua, 10th vice president Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, all the leaders, party leaders tayari. At the count of 3, kidogo wangependa wangalia upande huu kwa sababu ya picha. Asante sana. Sasa kwa njia ya kuhesabu 3, 2, 1, it's official. The launch and the reveal of the People Liberation Party PLP. Viongozi, nitaomba tutasonga mbele kidogo kwa sababu ya pyros ama konfeti ambazo zitakuwa zinapamba pale jukwani. Basi watu wa media, naomba tuwe taratibu ili sote tuweze kupata nafasi. Her Excellency the party leader will be flanked by the excellencies and colleague principals and party leaders for the photo opportunity right after the media has taken the photos of the unveiled political party. Tukijua kwamba kauli mbiu haswa ya chama cha PLP ni kwamba ni muungano na ukombozi, unite, liberate. That's the party slogan. The party symbol ikiwa ni ua la waridi. Ishara ya chama ni ua la waridi ikiwa ni rose flower, na the party color ni purple ambayo ni zambarau na rangi tofauti tofauti za purple na lilac. Basi tukisalia hapo jukwani, maafisa wetu wataweza kuwasaidia viongozi wetu kujipanga for a photo opportunity ili waweze kuchukua nafasi hiyo. Kwa sasa viongozi watasonga kwa upande wa kushoto kidogo tu. Tutasonga kwa upande wa kushoto ili tusipate zile sparks za confetti ama pyros. Tuweze kusonga tu kwa upande wa kushoto kidogo tu, ili ambao wanafanya pyros waweze kuzifanya. Tuko tayari, tuzifanye ili tuweze kumaliza hafla hiyo. Pyros, we're ready for you. Na baada ya hapo viongozi walio jukwani hao ndio ambao basi pyros zetu ziko tayari. Wanahabari, wapiga picha, kameramani, wote tuko masaa. Ni uzinduzi tu wa chama cha PLP, People Liberation Party. Hahitaji kuelezewa zaidi. Ni chama cha kuunganisha, chama cha ukombozi, chama cha kuunganisha, People's Liberation Party. Jamani, tulioketi hatuoni kushangilia. Tuchukue PLP, Unite Liberate. PLP, Unite Liberate. Tuone kwa ishara ya bendera zetu, kofia zetu za chama. Tupeperushe, tupeperushe, tupeperushe juu. PLP, PLP, PLP. Haya basi, tutawapa viongozi hawa wetu nafasi. Our principals, our excellencies wanashikana mikono ikiwa ni njia mwafaka kuonyesha uungano wao, wakiongozwa na party leader wa PLP, His Excellency the second deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, the 10th vice president and Wiper party leader Kalonzo Musyoka, party leader DAP Kenya, Honorable Eugene Wamalwa, presidential candidate Muhisa Kitui, and the Safina party leader Honorable Jimmy Wanjigi. Iwapo tuko sawa, viongozi watasalia hapo jukwani ili tupate wimbo wa taifa. Viongozi, naomba tutasalia hapo kwa wimbo wa taifa, na baada ya hapo tutakuwa tunaondoka kwa utaratibu. Basi tukiwa hivyo studio, tucheze wimbo wa taifa tafadhali. Mungu yetu.